Hi there, Marcus again from 4PAS Software. Just want to give you a background again of the 4Meat program. It's a meat cutting schedule that we've programmed and designed. There's been many meat cutting schedules around for many years, most of them running on an Excel spreadsheet, for instance, where you can actually go and enter the weight of the carcass and put in the type of cuts that you will get from that out of a hind quarter, front quarter, a lamb, etc., and it will then go and calculate for you what the price per product will be. I think we go a little bit further than that, in the sense that not only do we update the stock automatically from the system, but at the same time we also go and calculate what the suggested selling price should be, and you can also go and enter in what your opposition is charging. In other words, the system can then go and calculate for you based on the fact that you've got so much loss and so much bones and so much whatever products in there that doesn't really generate the kind of money that you've had. In other words, if you're paying, argument's sake, 35 Rand, 40 Rand, 60 Rand a kilo for the carcass, depending on the time of the year obviously, it will then go and calculate for you what your suggested selling price is if you want to achieve your 28% suggested markup or profit on the system. So in other words, what 4Meat does is it just takes the guessing out of the game. Now, what is important about 4Meat obviously is that it works after the fact. In other words, you will go and cut your meat first, go and see what you can cut out of it, then enter that quantities in the system. It also has the ability to go and calculate averages for you. In other words, you don't have to go and enter the figures of each and every carcass that you do cut up. In other words, you can go and say, fine, this cutting schedule that I'm doing right now is part of the group of meat that I supposedly got from XYZ company. And because it knows that that company's cuts are typically, gives me that type of yields and so forth, it will you then use those percentages and apply it to your system as well. So all you need to go and do is enter in the value of the carcass, or the price per kilo that you paid, the total weight of the carcass, and the system will go and calculate it accordingly. It's not the correct way of doing it, we know that, but you will decide how often do you want to do this. You can do it 500 times a day for that matter. But most of our blockmen, in our experience, we found that they only want to do it once a week on certain cuts for a different type of meat. That's the meat cutting schedule. It's not a system as such. It does obviously interface and work with 4PAS. It just takes a little bit of time out of your hands to give you more time on the floor to help your customers rather than spending time on the costing. The important part again is that if you lose the money on the cutting part of it, you will never recover that money. It doesn't matter how much you upload the prices and what your big turnovers are, etc. If you're losing 5% about bad cutting because your blockman is sleeping, or he's not doing the cuts the proper way, or he's just making bad cuts, obviously you'll get a lot more value for money out of it, or a lot more profit out of cutting out 500 grams of T-bones and rumps than cutting it into or using it for wors and mince and things like that. So that's what the 4Meat program is all about. Give us a call if there's anything else we can help you with. Thank you for your time.